Final Fantasy XI is the best game ever. Not only the best MMO ever, but the best game ever. Coming up on the 20th anniversary for me this January. Game's already over 20 years and been adding a bunch to it. It's basically limitless amount of things to do to this day. We just need more players playing and it'd be truly incredible. But here we have some kind of stuff to worry about, somewhat to get excited about. Yoji Fujito will take over as producer of Final Fantasy XI, replacing Akihiko Matsui, who has acted as producer on the game since August 1st, 2012. The entering and exiting producers would like to share a few words with the players. Here we have Matsui here and Fujito on the right. Greetings, adventurers. Matsui here. This past year, we celebrated the 20th Greetings, adventurers. Matsui here. This past year, we celebrated the 20th anniversary of Final Fantasy XI, and I would like to thank you for helping us celebrate this important milestone. I really feel like our hard work has paid off. As we were preparing to launch the festivities, I gave a lot of thought about what I would do once it was over. I was originally prepared to stay on until retirement, but that would actually happen after this was still up in the air. But what would actually happen after that was still up in the air. It was then that Mr. Fujito mentioned his desire to succeed the role of producer. I had much to reflect on during the 20th anniversary year, and the fact that it was just about 10 years since I took on the producer role, in addition to Mr. Fujito's proposition, felt like a sign of sorts. You may remember that 3 years ago, I shared with you our 3-year plan for Final Fantasy XI. As we approached the 20th anniversary, I admit to being a touch concerned that some of you would interpret that to mean that we would call it a day once the celebration was over. But instead, I was blessed with all the positive reactions of those who were happy to know that the game would continue on for at least 3 years longer. Some of you were worried whether Final Fantasy XI FFXI was still profitable. And I understood that your biggest fear was the possibility of FFXI shutting down. When you only hear the news of servers closing, staff dwindling, it just really, it's not a lot to draw people in. It's more of like a make them flee kind of thing. So I don't know. When I look back on my approach over the past 10 years, I feel I was rather conservative and placed too much emphasis on ensuring that FFXI continues on. The person who proposed making improvements such as revamping the installer and adding the term filter was in fact Mr. Fujito. Based on those moments, especially his display of initiative to carry on in my stead, I am confident that no one is more suitable than Mr. Fujito to carry on Vanadil's legacy as producer. There are many people whom I would like to thank on this occasion, but I've had previous opportunities to extend my gratitude to everyone, so I'll try to keep things brief. I was first appointed as producer when we were preparing for the launch of Seekers of Adoulin. So it was that about 2013 released. And it was the first time in a while that we were launching a new expansion. And our team of accomplished developers put forth a tremendous effort. Our team was then downscaled. Dun, dun, dun. Nevertheless, we poured our heart and soul into Rhapsodies of Vanadil, the results of which, including the development process, turned into a magnificent memory. Thank you all very much. Obviously, the Seekers of Adoulin was the last expansion, but we've had after they previously announced no new storylines for Final Fantasy XI, we actually got new storylines. So anything could change. Could be still adding stuff. We'll get to it in a little bit, but they're going to be working on some back-end stuff. And if you're not going to add something to it, you wouldn't even bother worrying about upgrading back-end systems and such. Excuse me, here we go. Then there are members who remain with the team afterward. We handpicked, where were we? Somewhere we got downscaled. Nevertheless, Porter, thank you all very much. Then there are members who remained with the team afterward. We handpicked the members whom we felt could best cover all aspects of the game with as few members as possible. And it wouldn't have been possible if even one single one of you was missing. We even pushed through the unexpected hardships brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic, which we owe to your continual stellar performance. I would also like to thank our former colleagues who endeavored alongside us in development and operations or supported us through other means. Looking back at the 20th anniversary, I am humbled to know that our accomplishments were largely due in part to the immense legacy left behind by those who came before, including our allies from other companies who went above and beyond to assist FFXI. Thank you for all you have done to make the game what it is today, and I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. And last but not least, to our adventurers, thank you for supporting FFXI for the past 20 years. The development team is incredibly fortunate to have such strong and direct encouragement from our passionate players. My heart is filled with gratitude for all of you, the protagonists whose various journeys wove together the world of Vanadil. Our community is the source of the magic that truly sets FFXI apart from other games. And it is better than other games. And more than anything else, I enjoy hearing from you about your adventures. I will continue to support FFXI moving forward and hope you'll keep weaving your own tales in Vanadil. So, basically, previous things that I've said about not being able to upgrade the UI, unable to do like a classic server kind of thing. I guess anything is possible here now. Who knows? Greetings, adventurers. Mr. Fujito here. I will be taking over as the new producer of Final Fantasy XI. Those of you who follow freshly picked Vanadil may have seen this coming, while this may be a surprise for the rest of you. In January, for the producer letter, they let hint out that Fujito would be taking over, so that's first I had heard that. Both Mr. Akihiko Matsui and his predecessor, Mr. Hiromichi Tanaka, were highly influential not only in Final Fantasy XI, but the Final Fantasy franchise as a whole. Tanaka basically set up the game from, 99 to 2012, and did the far superior version of Final Fantasy XIV when it was first released. It just, wasn't completed yet. Gameplay wise and difficult of the world was better than what it became, but whatever. Both Mr. Akihiko Matsui and his predecessor Naka were highly influential, not only, so I confess to feeling quite a lot of pressure. Nevertheless, I pledge to do my best in this role and would appreciate your support as I get my bearings. Since Mr. Matsui has already explained the circumstances behind the switch, I would like to focus on what's to come. First, I'd like to talk about our development team. Most of our current development team has served exclusively on Final Fantasy XI for many years. Remaining on the FFXI team full-time, however, would mean giving up certain opportunities in their careers as developers. Yes, like working on the greatest game is so bad. For developers, working with the new technologies and seeing the fruits of their labor take form in new products can be a huge source of motivation and an opportunity to grow. just like kind of nicely coded words about now we're gonna have like part-time staff or something. I believe it would be better to allow them to gain experience in other development environments and bring back their learnings to FFXI. As such, and whatever, only thing I could see them bringing back would be like a VR Vanadil, virtual reality, Final Fantasy 11. I'd play that one for sure. As such, I have elected to further downscale the scope of our development team to provide more leeway for our operations to continue. Further downscale. Oh my god, oh no. We need to upgrade, not downgrade. Oh my gosh. The scope of our version updates will become quite compact as a result. They're already quite compact because really all they're doing is swapping the mobs of Ambuscade. And then who cares about Ambuscade? Scope of our version updates will become quite compact. Actually, I do Ambuscade as a result. But in exchange, we'll focus on stabilizing our operations environment for the medium and long term. So they're going to be upgrading to allow them to add more content, I would imagine. I'd like to go into more detail regarding what this entails. For 2023, we are going to focus on 3 things in particular. Ambuscade updates. Okay, that was already happening. Prime weapon reforging and master trials. I haven't even done any master trial. As far as I know, it's just some kind of like a cosmetic reward or something. And there's just too many little goofy cosmetic rewards. But, it's fun and all, I guess. But fortunately, I like the public events where you could, anybody could join in kind of thing. How the Wildskeeper Reeves used to go there, and fights would actually take some time. Some were pretty hard to beat, and then trusts came out. Then everybody stopped partying up, and then beat them far quicker, and then better gear. Basically, they became obsolete. The other one was the where is it? From Wings of the Goddess there, that end game for Wings of the Goddess. Additionally, we're working on replacing the back-end hardware which supports Final Fantasy XI's ongoing operation. So that's actually good news because they're going to actually upgrade it so that something then can be added to it. Pretty interesting. Who knows what these possibilities could be. This may cause maintenance to take longer than usual for some version updates, and I'd like to ask for your understanding as this is necessary to ensure the long-term stability of operations. Always looking forward to something new with Final Fantasy XI, the greatest game ever. Does Square Enix know it's the greatest game ever? Because they're just kind of profit. We lost these bunch of people. We are not going to promote this. Anyway, we're looking into holding live events in the real world and releasing new merchandise. I've really never gone to any of the game kind of stuff. I think it'd be actually pretty cool. I guess they used to have the cafe and stuff in Tokyo for Final Fantasy XI, and now I believe there's one with the Final Fantasy 14 themed version. But they used to have the live events for Final Fantasy XI. Even when I lived in Las Vegas for most of my life, I didn't even go to any gaming convention things or something. I should have, because now I moved to nowhere. All right. The pandemic made it difficult to even entertain such notions these past few years, but we will be proactively monitoring current events for the right timing to make those ideas a reality. We remain committed to keeping Final Fantasy XI an enjoyable environment where you can join fellow adventurers and our teams in their collective enthusiasm for the game, and I look forward to having you with us on this journey. Finally, I imagine you may still have concerns about the future of Final Fantasy XI, which I believe is only natural considering the change in leadership. Please feel free to pose any questions you may have on the official forums, and I will address what I can in a future freshly picked Vanadil broadcast, as well as the Final Fantasy XI Digest for our overseas players. Thank you all for taking the time to read my greetings as your new producer, and I hope you continue to enjoy Final Fantasy XI. Yoji Fujito. Coming, it was announced in May. They're going to be finishing the Voracious Resurgence, which I think they actually kind of started slow, but then it ramped up good. The cutscenes were pretty good, and they're getting better and better, adding story content with battle content to it. But I think it's kind of been looking forward to like some new area, which is like a battle area. Hopefully it's like a public kind of campaign type of, not campaign, but where anybody can join in, defeat the enemies, and something to try to get for the players, and then, challenging, engaging, and fun. Maybe it's coming in May. Who knows? Part of upgrading the Prime weapons. We'll see. But we're going to have, I guess, some back-end work done. The staff is dwindled down more even. Or they're like part-timers now. I don't know. But maybe that frees up for them to, maybe do different things, add different things to it. We never know, but I'm sure Yoji Fujito will let us know in the months to come, and there'll be more to look forward to. Of course, there'll be more to look forward to is Final Fantasy XI. Well, thanks for watching. I'm sure you're subscribed. You gotta be subscribed. Well, actually, most of the people who watch videos aren't subscribed. Why aren't you subscribed? It's free. Come on. If you like Final Fantasy XI, subscribe. But that's there. We're going to have a new director, Yoji Fujito. We'll be adding more videos. Enjoy.